Court? You're taking me to court.
Yes, Jeff. I'm not going to let you die without a fight.
Well, you didn't let me live without one either.
I've signed the papers to have you declared mentally incompetent, and Mitch has subpoenaed your medical records.
Oh, you don't waste any time, do you?
Jeff, there isn't any time to waste. The longer you postpone the treatments, the less time you have.
You're always forcing something on me, Liz. First religion and now this. Doesn't it matter what I want?
Yes, but you're not thinking clearly.
I'm thinking just fine. The cancer's not in my head.
Jeff, it isn't normal to want to die.
Okay, so I'm not normal. That doesn't mean I'm mentally incompetent. Incompetent, yes, but not mentally.
You're weak and confused. So much is going on.
Look, Liz, I've accepted this. Why can't you? I'm in pain and I'm dying. Now, those treatments are just going to make it worse. I'm going to die either way.
Those treatments can extend your life. You can come home and be with Jenny and me. We need you.
What about what I want?
Jeff, don't make me do this. Please say you'll have the treatments. That's all I'm asking you. Please.
Okay. Okay. I'll do whatever you want.
Oh, Jeff, you won't regret this. You'll see.
Say you're really getting into your work.
Oh, hi. Yeah, this is pretty engrossing and challenging.
How are you doing?
Well, all the codes, ordinances, ins and outs, it's pretty mind-boggling.
Don't worry, it gets easier. The challenge continues, but the codes and ordinances become old hat.
Say, what about all this red tape? I've seen enough of this to wrap all the Christmas presents in this.
It comes with the territory.
Well, if you give me a pair of scissors and I can take care of that for you.
No shortcuts.
Remember the good old days when all I had to do is make reports about this office.
And now you're part of it. Which brings me to this. Your first official case.
Well, I feel like I've graduated.
You've done your homework. Now it's time for the test.
Well, thank you, Miss Marshall. I'll do my best. Try to do as well as I did on my entrance exam, huh?
I want more than that. You have to answer each of these questions exactly right.
Yeah, well, I can always look up the answers in the back of the book.
And the front and the middle. That's what the manuals are for.
Okay, well, zoning change, it's rather simple. It looks like the applicant here is planning big business.
Research it. Examine and photograph the existing property and submit a report.
Well, the property here is located on the east side of town, and isn't that a rather impoverished area?
Yes. Check with the city master plan for any conflicts. See if the surrounding roads are adequate enough for increased traffic.
I've discovered a conflict already.
Where?
The applicant's name, Charles Carpenter.
Applicants' names are irrelevant.
Sam, I can't handle this case. You know how I feel about Charles Carpenter. I mean, there's a conflict of interest.
There had better not be. This office has no time for that kind of luxury.
Been 2 whole days since I had a kiss from the woman I love.
Oh, Scott, I missed you.
Missed you too. Oh.
Boy, you look tired. Listen, sit down. I'll get you a cup of coffee.
Okay. Phew. 8 hours on the road. Left early this morning.
Did you get the job?
Standard answer B. They'll call me.
Well, how did the interview go? I mean, did you like the station?
Good. Yes. People seem nice. The station's larger than WRD.
When are they going to let you know?
Within a week. Well, what's happening on the home front?
The usual. Peter cracked another filling.
What does that boy eat that's a second filling in 6 months?
I asked him the same question. He thinks it was something he ate for dinner when you cooked.
Oh, he's not going to blame that on me.
His dental appointment's later this afternoon.
That's another $35 or more.
Also, the car is leaking oil again.
Never rains but what it pours.
Well, I do have some good news.
Oh?
Jeff has agreed to undergo cobalt and chemotherapy treatments.
Oh, that is good news. I bet Liz and Mitch are happy.
Oh, especially Liz. She was ecstatic.
Well, they would have had a tough time trying to prove that Jeff is mentally incompetent anyway.
But Jeff didn't know that. I mean, the legal threat was the only leverage Liz needed to make Jeff accept treatment.
Have you heard from Lori since she got back to college?
Mm-hmm. She's fine. Oh, but Ben's new office is another story.
What now?
Well, believe it or not, Charles Carpenter is Ben's new landlord.
I don't believe this. The world can't be that small.
I know. It seems everywhere we turn, there's Charles Carpenter.
But you said on the phone that Ben had already signed the lease. What can Carpenter do?
Well, I'm not sure, but Mitch thought it was important enough to warn Ben that there could be trouble.
You can be sure that Carpenter's got something up his sleeve.
It's open.
Is this the office of the illustrious Mitchell Dunbar?
Gene Redlick, you are the last person in the world I expected to see. What a nice surprise. Sit down, sit down.
Thanks.
So, what are you doing now?
Well, if you would have asked me that question a couple of weeks ago, I would have said looking for a job. But as of now, I am the assistant director for the Department of Planning and Development.
Well, I'll be planning and developing. Now, that's a switch, isn't it?
Yeah, it is different.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
I expect that this job's a little more secure than television.
Yeah, it's a little different, but I'm adjusting. There's some nice people to work with, but I can't say the same for my first client.
I didn't think this was strictly a social call.
Mitch, according to the copy of the deed transfer, you're Carpenter's attorney.
Carpenter. I inherited him when I became the lawyer for Mrs. Carpenter after Warren Farrar moved away.
Yeah. And as you know, Carpenter applied for a big zoning change in the Hollister property.
Yeah, I've heard. Too bad for Laura's young doctor friend.
What do you mean?
Dr. Ben Martin just signed a lease for an office in that building.
I realize that Carpenter is a new legal owner of this property, but are there any stipulations or restrictions in this deed that you know of?
I'll let you see for yourself. Got the deed right here. Yeah. Put it away yet. Yes. Above new owner, Charles Carpenter has the defeasible fee simple right to do as he wishes with said property, with one restriction. Under no circumstances can said property be sold.
And I wonder what Carpenter's up to.
I expect we'll find out. Soon.
Coffee break, take 15 minutes. You're set.
Went straight, huh?
Elliot, just get out.
Oh, no, they didn't nail me for anything. How about you?
Slapped my wrist. A judge told me that he didn't want to punish the local correctional facility by sending me there.
What a jerk.
I like a judge with a sense of humor. You know, it's all in the face. I've got a harmless face. Well, you do too. Trench, you could sentence him on his smile.
So now you're making an honest buck.
Al, Vince lined me up with this job. You know, he's laundering big bucks through these warehouses. He's got an accountant who writes better fiction than Hemingway. You want a sip?
No. I need some pills.
Sorry, Norm.
Oh, man, they're not for me.
I'm not dealing anymore.
Nothing heavy. I got a girl who needs some pick-me-ups.
Where'd you pick her up?
Oh, I've been seeing her for, a long time.
Carpenter's daughter?
Look, you want to talk girls? We can go out and tip a few later. I told her I'd get her something. Now, come on, you gotta know somebody.
They're talking about a grand jury investigation.
Nothing's definite, Joey.
It is with my suppliers. They know I work for Vince. And that's all they need to know.
That must be why Donovan hasn't returned any of my calls.
Look, Norm, I'll be honest with you. Even if I did have a connection, I wouldn't help you. I'm getting old.
What does that have to do with anything?
I'm not looking for the easy bucks anymore. I don't believe in jackpots. I've been used. The further away I can get from dealing and running, the better.
Man, you sound cornier than the films they showed in the stockade.
So I'm corny. Add that to being old and broke. What do I care?
Yeah. Well, look, I'm glad for your new leaf. But you still got a job through Vince. And it's not much to ask for a name or a pharmacist on the payroll, is it?
They're using you too, you know.
Thank you, Mr. Hassler.
Sorry, Mom.
Hey, if that coffee's got caffeine, it's a stimulant. You start with a sip, then a cup, a case, you'll be mainlining before you know it.
At least it's legal. Cheers.
Gene, come in.
Hey, Terry. Is Scott around? I've got some good news.
You got a job?
Oh, you women take all the fun out of surprises. What is this, women's intuition?
Yeah, not exactly. It's just deductive reasoning and wishful thinking. Now, where?
Well, you are now looking at the new assistant director for the Department of Planning and Development.
Oh, Gene, I'm so glad for you. Scott will be too.
Oh, well, where is that rascal?
Well, he's at the church repairing a broken window. He'll be back any minute.
Oh, someone in the choir hit a high note, huh?
No, a kid hit a high ball.
Peter.
Is that Reynolds' car I see out in front?
Hey, old buddy.
What do you mean, old? You're looking at the greatest long ball hitter for the church baseball team.
Isn't baseball out of season?
Last year's team. You see, the pastor and I were going through the storage room. We found the equipment and uniforms, and
a broken window resulted.
Oh.
Excuse
What can I
me,
say?
Gene. Excuse me, a few last-minute instructions for Scott. The beef stew in the crock pot should be ready by 5 o'clock.
Oh, good. You mean I don't have to cook tonight?
Oh, I've never seen him so happy before. Wait till he hears my news.
Look, I'm going to be home about 11 unless they want me to work overtime, okay?
Okay, honey. Call me later, okay?
Okay.
Love you.
Oh, congratulations, Gene.
You got a job.
Assistant director for the Department of Planning and Development.
Oh, man, that's great. I'm really happy for you, man.
Yeah,
Really.
me too. It's not
Fabulous.
broadcasting, but you know.
Hey, sit down. Have a seat.
Yeah.
Can I get you a cup of coffee or something?
No, thanks. I can't stay long. I'm still on the job. So.
Oh, that's music to my ears. I'll be so relieved when I have a job and I'm working and Terry doesn't have to. Well, tell me about it.
Well, you know what the Department of Planning and Development is all about? It's
Yeah.
always in our news reports.
I know. Tell me about your job.
Hey, well, I'm working for a real fox.
Oh, I knew there was something more to it. I knew it.
I deal with zoning and city development, and then I do research, file reports, and I advise the Planning Commission as to whether they should approve or deny zoning applications.
Well, that sounds a tremendous responsibility.
It is. And there's a lot to learn. Oh, and guess who my first case is with? Charles Carpenter.
Hollister Square.
The same.
You know, Mitch Warnben, the carpenter, owns his building and his lease.
Not only does Carpenter own it, but he's applied for a big zoning change, man.
I wonder what he has in mind.
I don't know. Whatever it is, it's big, though.
Does Carpenter know anything about Ben and Lori?
I don't know. But I have a funny feeling that we'll soon find out.
Oh. Liz!
Liz?
Mitch, we did it!
Did what?
Jeff is going to take the treatments. He starts Cobalt next week.
You don't say.
It took some badgering, but it worked.
Well, sit down. Tell me about it.
Okay. There isn't really too much to tell. I told him that we were going to have him declared mentally incompetent and force him to take the treatments.
And?
And he resented it at first. He got angry, and then he gave in. Oh, what's the matter, Mitch? I thought you'd be as happy as I am.
Well, I am happy for you, Liz, and for Jeff. But
what?
Well, when you've been in this business as long as I have, you gotta look at both sides of the coin. Now, what if Jeff changes his mind again?
Jeff wouldn't do that. He knows I'd take him to court anyway.
Maybe. All I'm saying is, don't believe it until you see it. Now, I just don't believe I'm gonna stop action on that petition just yet. We might need an ace in the hole.
With me when she comes.
I'll play Chinese checkers with you, but I'm not going to play that.
I don't want to play Chinese checkers. I want to play house.
Well, Grandma will play with you when she gets here.
When?
About an hour.
That's too long, Peter. Please. Please.
Okay. If you don't tell anybody. Not even Grandma.
I won't. You can be Daddy, and I'll be Mommy. And this is our baby.
What's her name?
Betsy. Here, you feed her. I'll do the dishes.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Sometimes she gets messy when you feed her. Now burp her.
Burp her? You gotta be kidding.
Peter, you don't play right.
I quit. You don't need a daddy.
You have to have a daddy.
No, you don't. Lots of kids don't have fathers.
Why?
Well, because they get divorces or they die or something.
Peter, what is it when you die?
Well, it's kind of hard to explain. You're too young to understand.
I'm not. I'm almost 8.
Well, I'm too young to understand.
You're not. You're a grown-up.
Try telling that to my parents.
Peter, tell me, please.
Why do you want to know?
Because I heard my mommy tell somebody on the telephone that my daddy was very sick and might die.
Oh. Maybe you should talk to your mother.
I did, but she started crying. Sometimes I hear her cry at night after she says her prayers.
Really?
It makes me cry, too. But I ask Jesus all the time to make Daddy better. He can do it, Peter. God's bigger than everything.
When in doubt, ask a woman.
Lori, I was just thinking about you.
You were?
Mm-hmm. I was thinking how nice it would be if the beautiful young lady who helped me furnish this office could help me arrange it.
What a coincidence. I was just thinking about you, too. Since your office isn't too far from campus, I decided to take a chance and walk over.
Well, good. I hope you make a habit of it. Well, how am I doing?
I like the desk where it is, but this chair would look much better over there.
You know, I've tried it a couple times here, but it doesn't seem to fit or something.
I see what you mean. How about over there?
Maybe.
No, I don't like it already. I see why you're having so much trouble.
Well, what if we leave that chair there and put this chair right back there?
I think you've got it. We're right back where we started.
Hey, Laura, you're back. I'll do the heavy work.
I forgot about my back.
I don't want you as my first new patient. I have other plans for you.
Other plans, huh?
Uh-huh. You stand right there.
Okay.
You see, I've devised an ingenious plan to make you a permanent fixture in my office. It's called the Laurie lamp. I mean, it's a must for every new medical office.
You're a real turn-on.
Oh, spare me.
Do I glow in the dark?
You glow anywhere. Light up my life.
My, how interesting. I didn't know I had a member of the Davidson clan as a tenant.